Hello, good morning everyone, and I'm sure you're wondering what on earth I'm doing making the video live and direct from my bed. Well, it's all going to make sense because this video is all about sleep and how it impacts your mental health. So stay tuned. So let's get into why sleep is so important for your mental health. Well, the first thing that you need to know is that every single one of us, it is recommended that we all get 8 solid hours of sleep. Now, why is that? Well, for the first 4 hours, we go into a state called deep sleep. This is what regenerates our skin, our bones, our hair, all the physical stuff, our organs within our body. After the first 4 hours, we go into a state called REM sleep. Now, REM sleep is the most important sleep for the regeneration of your brain and your mental health. Now, according to your circadian rhythms, every hour before 12 o'clock is worth 2. So you know that old saying, early to bed, early to rise, will be very wise? Well, you won't just be wise, you'll also be very healthy too. So what does that mean in real life? It actually means that all of us needs to be in bed by 9:38 p.m. and snoring by 10 p.m. Best sleeping hours that is recommended for human beings is between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. This gives you the optimal amount of deep sleep and also REM sleep. Now, when it comes to sleep, there are a few more things that we need to know. When it comes to screen use, best practice for screen use is not to look at a screen an hour before you go to bed and an hour after you wake up. Why is that? Well, all screens give us this thing called a blue light. So if you're watching TV late at night just before you go to sleep, it tells your REM sleep pattern and your circadian rhythm it's 10 a.m. when it's 10 p.m. It then takes longer for you to fall asleep, and also the longer it takes for you to fall asleep, it also impacts your REM sleep, which comes later on in the night. Therefore, if you're staying up late all the time, as you're getting your best REM sleep, what happens is your alarm goes off and you lose that quality sleep. It's also a good idea to drink a glass of water or even a pint of water before you go to bed, and also a glass of water and a pint of water when you wake up. If you're not aware, around 53% of people in the UK do not drink enough water. Because we're almost 80 to 90% water, it impacts everything. A recent survey also found that 9 out of 10 people in the UK are dehydrated. And as long as you're dehydrated, it's going to affect everything about you, including your mental and physical health. There are many good reasons to drink water before you sleep. It helps with digestion. It helps to keep you cool at night. It helps to flush out all your toxins as well. And when you drink a glass of water in the morning, it helps you to flush out all of those things that your body wants to get rid of. So think about if you're drinking enough water, and if you're not, make that change. Get your 3 litres in every single day. Well, I'm out of bed and I've made my bed and I'm ready to talk to you about your circadian rhythms and why it's so important for you to understand them. Imagine you have a little biological clock in your brain. It tells you when to sleep and when to wake up. So if you stay up late, you basically mess with your biological clock or your circadian rhythm in your brain. Your brain is basically like, hey, what's going on? Which can then mess with your mood, your focus, and how you handle stress. Sleep and mental health are basically BFFs. Think about it. Have you ever had a really late night and tried to be positive the next day? It's difficult because your brain struggles to deal with daily stresses if you do not get enough quality sleep. Now let's talk about your nightly brain cleanup. Yeah, it's actually a thing. Your brain is actually like a little janitor that starts to clear up all the junk and all the mess from the day that you've just had. It's called the glymphatic system, and yes, it's as cool as it sounds. This brain cleanup helps with memory, focus, and mental clarity. So if you skip out on a good night's sleep, you're basically leaving your brain in a messy room. Not ideal. Now let's talk about sleep dust. Yeah, your body's superhero. During deep sleep, your body starts to get to work on repairing tissues, regenerating your immune system, and growing muscles. The benefits of deep sleep doesn't just stop there. It starts to work on your mental clarity, so you wake up in the morning with the best of mental health, ready for you to take on the world. Now, let me give you some pro tips for when it comes to sleep. It's really important you ditch the screens, okay? Try not to look at any screens an hour before you go to bed. That includes your mobile phone. Doing things such as yoga, keeping the lights dim, and preparing yourself for sleep will help your melatonin to kick in. Your melatonin is what makes you drowsy and puts you to sleep. Melatonin is really important for sleep because it signals to your body that you're actually ready for sleep. It regulates your circadian rhythms and promotes deep and restful sleep. Sleep hygiene is really important too. Along with the dim lights in your bedroom, make sure your sheets are all always clean, and I always recommend taking a shower before you actually sleep. All of this stuff will help you to get a really deep and restful sleep. But remember, it's all about your circadian rhythms, okay? Keep them in check, keep them regulated, get to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, stay off the screens, turn down your lights so your melatonin kicks in, and I promise you, you will start sleeping much better. With that being said, night night everyone.